Hello, 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 and welcome. My name is Amber, and today I would like to maybe bite my tongue a little bit. I mentioned in my first video that I don't do book hauls, and then my husband kindly reminded me of our annual bet. So every year we have an annual bet, and last year I won, but I completely forgot about it. And so with our annual bet, whoever wins gets to spend $100 on whatever they want. And we put this aside every year. And so, of course, I bought books because why wouldn't I, you know? And so it was funny because we were out and about running errands, and I remembered, and I was like, hey, when can I cash that in? Like, when would you like to go to the bookstore? And my husband was like, well, we're out, so why don't we go? And of course, it was my son's bedtime, and we were on our way home, and I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Like, me in a bookstore, it's gonna be a while. And of course, Justin was fine with it. He said, okay, fine, like, it's okay. Let's go. Let's do it. And so I ran in to Barnes & Noble, and he came along too, because he likes to see how excited I get. And I am very happy with my purchases. So the first two collections I actually got are basic feminist literature. It's Chimamanda, Ngozi, Adichie. We Should All Be Feminists, which is based on a TED Talk. And then Dear Ijaweale, or Feminist Manifesto in 15 Suggestions. Now, I really liked both of these. I felt like they're pretty good basics. It's good to remember and reflect back on, and these are just ones I wanted for myself and for me to be able to go back and read and whatnot. I wanted the hardbacks, but they only had hardbacks in Dear Ijaweale, and I wanted matching, so I just got these, and they're cute. They have like little French flaps, and yeah, super simple. Could write in them, make notes, whatnot. Anyway, the next one that I picked up, I was super happy about because I love Matilda by Roald Dahl. This is one of my favorites. It's like a little girl reading, you know, taking care of herself, magic powers, you know, beating the bad guys, or I should say bad lady, principal. Movie's great. I love the book. I wanted to own it. It's fantastic. Now, this is the one that I'd never heard about, and it came out in 2018, and it is Shame is an Ocean I Swim Across by Mary Lambert. Now, Mary Lambert, she's a singer, songwriter, let me check what else. Yeah, musician, poet, and I just finished it, so I'm going to do a review on it. But I was intrigued. I think the cover is lovely. It's beautiful. I love this shade of like this blue-gray lavender type color. I loved it. It's got some texture. The title is what caught me. Shame is an Ocean I Swim Across. I was like, interesting. And then I opened the front flap and it was like, well, this is about mental illness and sexual assault and body appearance and, you know, resilience. And I was like, sign me up. I'll take a crack at that. And I read a few poems and I liked it. And yeah, so I bought this, and it was, it's pretty good. This one is Paulo Coehlo's The Alchemist. I really liked this one. I love books set in the Sahara. I've realized I've read a few books now that are set in like the Sahara and Northern Africa, and I find I really enjoy them. And this is quite intense. When I read it, I really liked it. I liked the message. I felt that it was really positive, and it was a nice thing to think over, even if you don't quite agree with it. The whole idea of destiny and you know, having a path set out for you and losing it if you don't go after it, that can be a little jarring. I mean, you don't necessarily have to agree with it, but it's feel good and it's nice. Okay, this one, The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one by Amanda Lovelace. Now, I have her other one, The Princess Saves Herself, in this one, and I really enjoyed it. And so I went and I read this one, and I really enjoyed this one too. So I'm happy to have this one on my shelf. And I like to reread my poetry quite often. So this one I'm looking forward to diving back into pretty soon. Guys, this last one, people, this last one is probably my favorite book of last year. Now, I am going to do a video of my favorite books of last year, but The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. I'm pretty sure my husband's sick of me talking about this book, but this book is fantastic. Anytime somebody online is like, hey, give me a book recommendation. Anytime I'm on Reddit and they're like, hey, recommend me a book, I'm like, The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. And I freaking adore this book. I listened to it on audiobook, and it was one of the most spiritual experiences I've had in the last year, was listening to this book and connecting with the character and being there with her as she wrestles with her family and religion and her own identity and what she wants versus what her parents want for her. And Chimamanda was just, oh man, just, I loved her. I wanted to be her best friend. I wanted to just support her and love her and be there for her and be like, hey, not all parents are shit. Like, it's okay. But I'm so, so glad I own this. And you have no idea how hard it was driving back home. I was like, okay, we have to get home. I have to put my son to bed. You gotta clean up. We gotta do things. It was so hard not to just be like, I'm just gonna start reading and we can take care of everything tomorrow. But yeah, super glad I own this now. Super, super glad. Really, really pleased and satisfied, for sure. Well, that's it. That's my book haul. I doubt I'll be hauling any more books this year. If I do, it'll be because I went to the thrift store and I got it for like $1. But that's the thing, is like, we don't go to the thrift store very often. So the chances of me buying more books this year is probably slim. I don't want to say it's non-existent, but I don't buy a lot of books. I know a lot of people on YouTube have mentioned, like, when you start booktube, it's super easy to just get into that habit of just buying. And especially with like Book Outlet and Book Depository and thrift stores and library, sales, it's super easy to just buy. But like I said in my first video, I don't have the financial means to do that. This haul I was able to do because this is money we had put aside for this purpose, for whichever one of us, my husband or I, won the bet, and I won the bet, so I got to spend the money. But yeah, I'm really happy that I was able to buy books. I cherish my books. I reread them over and over and over. That isn't to say other people don't cherish their books and don't love their books. This is BookTube. We're a community of people who just adore and love and take care of our books, and we want everybody else to join in that endeavor. And so I am really happy, and I'm really glad that you could be with me as I shared my excitement. So anyway, have a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye!